Kenny's in trouble. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down.
Don't sleep on those legs. Oh, he faked the slide. Sauce time.
The Pitt Panthers have pulled a stunning upset over the West Virginia Mountaineers.
And Johnny Majors gets a ride across the field.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Fi. I am your host, Zach Kaminsky. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Mason Kling. How are we doing tonight, Mason?
Doing well. Still licking my wounds. Life moves on. We got another Tech this week.
If we go 0-2, can't go 0-2 against Tech. That's all we'll say.
Yeah.
Still feeling horrible. It's a weird balancing act to be like, oh, this is the worst loss ever, and then realizing, oh, no one else is really that good, but this is also the worst loss ever. And I think my closing thoughts on the Georgia Tech games, I don't know, I had some thoughts listening to the Panther Layer podcast by Chris Peak. He's the Rivals reporter for Pitt. But he said that the Rhode Island game was a wasted opportunity to get this offense in sync because all they did was run the ball, and when they tried to throw it on Saturday, it really looked like they were just out of sync, except for those last drives. Yeah. So that's got to be what
I feel like doing. That's what we said before the Rhode Island game, right?
Or maybe after it.
We kind of thought that, hey, let's get this offense, let's get the gears turning. The whole rest over rust thing. Like, this is an opportunity we can go up on them a little bit and then sit out the second quarter or second half of that game, and then
Yeah, so
it definitely did feel like there was some carryover for sure.
Oh, absolutely, man. It just looked disjointed, man. The running game obviously was working as more or less intended, but Keaton and the receivers just didn't have the timing. Receivers weren't really getting to the right spots. They were just running into coverage, and I think that not using your whole offense, obviously there are teams that cannot use their whole offense against their buy-in opponents. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. The list kind of ends after that, and
those aren't the worst schools to be associated with. I will say that.
No. I'm saying those teams can get away with it.
Correct.
We can.
Correct.
We can. I'm not associating. Sorry, I did not mean to associate us with the 1, 2, 3 teams of the nation.
Yeah, it's like the when you have those combined points, like Kobe Bryant and.
Oh, Brian Scalabrine.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant and Brian Scalabrine combined for 75 points. Kobe had 71, Brian Scalabrine had 4.
Yeah.
That's what it's like when you just put us in a category with Georgia, Bama, and Penn State.
Penn State, excuse me.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Ohio State?
Ohio State. Yeah.
That's
the equivalent
I'd check you there.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing is, too, this is also kind of how we felt after Western Michigan, except it was the opposite side of the ball. We thought, wow, the defense is going to stop a wet fart, and now the offense can't score on anybody. Realistically, they should find some sort of medium this week. Hopefully, the only thing you can hope for is that the offense we saw for 95% of last week's game was not the final finished product. Because if that is, that's bad.
If we cannot beat Georgia Tech. This is my announcement. This is the breaking news.
Okay.
If we can't beat Georgia Tech...
You mean Virginia Tech?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, yes. If we can't beat Virginia Tech, I'm off the pod. I'm retiring.
What?
I'm retiring. No, not really. But I mean...
it's the bye week. We'll take a week off. I'll
need to do some reevaluating with my life. I need to do something different.
Going through the offseason, not sure if I'll be returning.
I'll do a Gronkowski level retirement where I will come back when when we're good again, when we start to make some of that coastal noise.
Or maybe when I text you and say, hey, can you come on the pod today?
Pretty much. But we'll be making a formal retiring if
so
that's just to light a fire. That's just billboard material. It's just motivation.
Okay, so you're on your last straw.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, the last straw.
Yeah, yeah. I think you speak for all of us.
But I mean, to talk about the game, the fact that I'm even the fact that we get 14 points against Virginia Tech just kind of goes to show how bad they are after what we showed last week.
Yeah, so let's get into that. So I think a big part of why we're favored by 14 against Virginia Tech has to be their offense. They have about 500 rushing yards on the year. Their leading rusher has 231. That is one Mr. King, and then their other running back, Holston, has about 151. They only have 5 touchdowns on the ground, 2 of which are from their quarterback. Speaking of the quarterback, Grant Wells, he led FBS in interceptions last year. Right now, he has a 60% completion percentage for just a hair under 1,000 yards. 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. If there's one game where if the corners can catch the damn ball, this is the one. He's gonna throw some passes that are absolutely able to be picked off. This guy is a gunslinger. That's what he's described as, and by God, he is going to throw some pickable balls.
We better capitalize.
Absolutely.
Because might as well just try to take him to the house, too. Do some Texas A&M laterals, because if we don't house him, who knows if we'll score.
All right, let's move on to their defense. So defensively, Brent Pry, their new head coach, is known for defense. He was the co-DC at Penn State for many years. On the year, they've got 10 sacks as a team, but only 1 interception. So one would have to think that they might be better up front. I do believe that they have, Dax Holyfield, I believe it is, or Holyfield. He's a pretty good linebacker. He's the most notable player on their defense, and that's the one guy to look out for as far as who you have to, keep track of the entire day. He's got 19 tackles on the year. And 21 assists, as well as a sack and 2 pass deflections. And a forced fumble. Look at that. Oh, they forced 7 fumbles on the year. Vincent Davis, do not play that man.
Yeah.
Do not play Vincent Davis.
Well, I'm wondering how much of that, how many of them are strip sacks versus, you know what I mean? Because that stat could go either way.
I don't think a lot of them are. I'm looking at it here. I mean, it's on ESPN, right? But a lot of players who have the forced fumbles do not have any sacks on the year. I mean, they've forced 7, only recovered 3, so they're about just hair under 50 as far as recovery.
Yeah, but it'll be another game to see what we can figure out O-line wise.
Absolutely, man. They just have to play better. I mean, I know that we're missing our starting center and both of our tackles, but even our backups are. They're not freshmen. They're not sophomores. These guys are juniors and seniors playing behind super seniors and redshirt seniors. They have to play better. They have to step up. Their pass blocking last week was atrocious. And listen, they got to give Keaton some time. If they give him time, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what to call this offense yet because from what I remember, I mean, they don't consistently move the ball. A lot of their scoring has come off of the back of big plays, whether they be scoring or not.
Yeah.
Big Jared Wayne catch in the West Virginia game. Big Izzy catch. It was like a 40-yard catch for a touchdown. Big Rodney runs, big Rodney catches.
Is he back this week?
Rodney, I don't think so. We haven't heard anything about Rodney Hammond this week.
Yeah. And
Izzy?
Yeah, what about Izzy? Please tell me.
So we do have good news on Izzy. Pat Narduzzi did say that Izzy looked good after sitting out the second half in a sling last week against Georgia Tech. But we don't have, as is Pat Narduzzi, as he is, he's not one to give any injury news out. I'm trying to figure, because...
Well, honestly, I obviously don't want this to happen. I think this would be, worst case scenario. But it would really be interesting to see what we do with the run game if it's Vincent Davis and Sebo as in the backfield instead of what we've had with Abedikanda and Hammond. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest, we should not be running the ball. That is, they just aren't the same players, right? They're just nowhere near as good as the other two. Vincent Davis obviously showed that he could run a little bit, but he all of a sudden has developed terrible ball handling issues.
Yeah.
And if Izzy is out, the good news is that, Jared Wayne only was out for a game and a half. They sat him out in Rhode Island just because of injury concern. Howard Baldonado is back. Gavin Bartholomew, thank God, wasn't hurt. Now, the thing I'm curious to see is that Bub Means this year is the candidate of catch the damn ball. You're a receiver, catch the damn ball. But Jalen Bradley had 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, 44 yards. If he can catch the ball better than Bub Means, I want him playing. There's no excuse to have a receiver that cannot catch in this offense. Like, I don't know, man.
Be interested to see how that film room was post Georgia Tech when you saw what that happened and all the shaking up that they probably could do in the receiving core.
There has to be a shake-up of some sort, whether it be the O-line, the receiving core. There's something has to change because something isn't working. I don't know what it is. Obviously, the defense I expect to feast on Grant Wells. If anything, the offense doesn't work, there might be a chance for the defense to work as far as a turnover-prone quarterback. Not a great offense. It's being run by Urban Meyer's former Jaguars tight ends coach, which, I mean, the thing is, I don't even want to talk down on an opponent after doing that last week against Georgia Tech.
I know.
But the only stat I'll give is that they scored 10 points on UNC's defense.
Oh, man. All right, then if we let up more than 10, we know, I know that's a very, that's a
low number to keep them.
Yeah, given, but geez, I know our defense is better than UNC's.
Yeah.
So if we can't hold them to at least sub, I'll give them an extra 7. If we can't hold them to under 17 and score over 17 points, this Pitt team's just bad.
If they were to lose back-to-back, Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech, which, going into the season were seen as the worst and maybe one of the worst teams in the ACC.
Yeah.
I know we just signed a new contract, but with Paul Chryst firing probably an hour after we recorded the pod on Sunday.
No one's safe. No one's safe.
He shouldn't be safe.
Wisconsin doesn't fire head coaches.
No.
They fire Paul Chryst.
They fired Paul Chryst because, going off topic here, but they fired him because they saw bad things like red flags, and they didn't wait to fire him. If they lose these 2 games back-to-back, these are red flags. Unless... I think the only way to keep his job is to fire Frank Cignetti mid-season after 6 games. If you're to lose this one, and then the offense stinks again, right?
Which I think that saves. You think that saves Narduzzi?
I don't.
He made the hire.
Well, I think the only thing going for Narduzzi is they just signed a new contract, and the ACC media deal is the Big Ten can afford to fire Paul Chryst to play a $16 million buyout because they are getting a boatload of money with this new media deal, but the ACC doesn't have that kind of money unless there is a real mega boosters I've had enough. I don't think he's getting fired at least for a couple years. I would think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But also, who's going to coordinate offense on staff? Tyquan Underwood. See, we got juice. We got juice.
Fucking give me a Madden. Give me a Madden playbook and just let me call it on the Xbox.
Should have fucking hired Brennan Marion, man.
Yeah.
Should have hired Brennan Marion. I was saying this the other day, and I don't want to call for a man's job, but in 2020, I said we should just fire Narduzzi after the COVID year and hire Lance Leipold from Buffalo.
I don't hate that.
I wouldn't have hated that. And obviously, I don't know if Lance Leipold would have won the ACC championship in 2021. He probably would have had some rebuilding to do. But I was right.
It's a what have you done for me lately?
You've lost 2 games. You've lost 2 games. I've had enough of that.
Yeah. Well, what will we need to see from the offense in Cignetti this week to get back? Not even to. I don't know if they can get back to our good side, but get back to neutral.
Get back to something So I would like to see. I think the number one thing is consistently moving the ball, not relying on big plays, not relying on some crazy 4-minute warning drive at the end of the half. I just need to see consistency in moving the ball. I think it's the number one thing. And how you do that is Keaton and the receivers have to be on the same page, and the receivers have to go and get open. I think the other more important thing is that the O-line holds up. Because if they don't hold up, if you played football, if you know anything about football, the entire game revolves around the O-line. If they're bad, nothing works. Nothing works. The running game doesn't work. The passing game doesn't work. So, number one, the O-line has got to be just better, straight up. You can't be getting blown up with three-man pressure. And then two, it's really about rhythm in the passing game. It's about, are they pitching and catching, or is he forcing throws? Are they getting into good spots where they're going to be open and have some room to run, or is Keaton having to throw 2 feet away from a linebacker's hands?
Yeah, I think you said it best with the rhythm and consistency.
Rhythm, consistency.
We don't even need. I don't even need for us to put up like crazy numbers if we could.
That would be nice. It would definitely do a little bit for my confidence, but I don't need crazy numbers. I need just a consistent offense.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, think about the Virginia Tech game last year. We only put up 28 points, but the offense was consistent, moving the ball, and they didn't have to do anything except score more than 28 points because the defense could sit on them. And if we had a win like that, that would be nice. I'd like to score a little bit more than 28, given the quarterback talent, the running back talent we have, and the theoretical receiver talent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess one guy I'd like to see get more. I just like to see Kanata and Slovis get into a rhythm. Like there needs to be some sort of rhythm. He needs to have a number one receiver. Jared Wayne has sort of been like that, but he hasn't really been getting the volume of catches. There is no number one target. I think that might be the issue with the Pitt offense right now, is that they have a bunch of number twos, and no one is a number one for Slovis or for the defense. A bunch of number twos. That's
I mean, yeah. There were quite a few number twos on the field last week. Gotta clean that up. I don't have much more.
Yeah, I think I've said everything I need.
It's got to be a bounce back week. Everybody knows it. Literally everybody knows it, and I think that's why we're getting 14 points because we literally it's loser leaves town game.
It is. It's literally win or your season is in the tank. Because if they lose this, they're gonna spiral. Like there's.
Yeah.
So leave the number twos on the field last week. And don't get flushed down the spiral by losing this week.
Yeah.
I might have to make a Utah student-style threat to to make sure the team wins. And I'll leave it at that. Real ones will know.
Yeah.
All right. That was a little bit therapeutic. You want to talk about the rest of the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's bring up the scoreboard. Okay. Starting on Friday, we do have a loser leaves town game. 2-3 Houston at 4-1 Memphis. That's 7:30 p.m. on ESPN2. Houston has been nothing short of disappointing this year. I think I picked them as my AAC champion.
Yep.
They've done nothing except poop the bed. And Memphis, this is one of their last, coin toss games because after this they have a really tough schedule down the line. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out from this. I mean, if Dana starts 2-4 with this roster, I don't know if he'll get fired, but they might kind of push him towards retirement. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. With what they were expected this year versus what they've produced. Yeah. Hot seat for sure.
Especially going into the Big 12 next year.
Yeah.
That's
also tough to, if you're going to totally rebuild a program with a first-year head coach in the SEC.
I don't even think it's a rebuild. It's just disappointing on
yeah, I guess you're right. Rebuild isn't the right word. Just like that whole transition would be nice to have at least some sense of
continuity.
Yeah. So for that reason, they might keep him around, but it's a conversation they absolutely have to be having.
At that point, it might be like a culture thing, right?
Yeah.
So if the culture's bad and you go into the Big 12 where the teams are better, that you might be looking at a rebuild come next offseason.
Yeah. There's probably that's a pretty it's not a bad job if
it's not a bad
for
job
some of these other groups, for those other group of 5 teams or coaches,
if Houston comes open, there will be plenty of suitors looking for that job. Texas job, Big 12, great recruiting grounds, already a pretty talented team you're inheriting, so I think that would be pretty attractive to pretty much any coach that's looking to break into the FBS level or move up from a lower Group 5 job. The rest of the slate on Friday is not really great. You have Nebraska at Rutgers at 7 p.m. on FS1. You have, for our group of 5 heads, UNLV go to San Jose State at 10:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. Funny enough, UNLV and San Jose State are looking like the best teams in the West Division of the Mountain West. Everyone else looks like trash. San Diego State looks like trash. And Jay Kaner is out for a while for Fresno State. And because he's out, they lost to UConn. So, group of 5 heads, hop on that one. I'm sorry if we didn't mention it, but Virginia Tech at Pittsburgh is 3:30 p.m. on the ACC Network. Okay, let's head over to Saturday. So, right off the bat, there are some pretty good, there are a couple of ranked-on-ranked bangers starting off the noon slate. Another, low-ranked on maybe could-be-ranked team as well. Other than that, not a ton. I mean, it's all conference play, but I think in this time slot, if you're looking at the Boots game of the week, we are looking at, I would say, Tennessee, LSU. This is ranked on ranked, number 8 Tennessee at number 25 LSU, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Tennessee, I think, is really good. They have looked nothing but great. Their offense is explosive as hell. LSU, their offense doesn't look really great at all. They had to come back last week against Auburn. I'm really confused as to why they're ranked after that win. But yeah, I mean, if you want to just watch Tennessee, Hendon Hooker throw the ball,
yeah,
it should be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, when was the last time Tennessee beat LSU?
Ooh,
I feel like it's been a minute, right? So that'll be kind of another revenge tour game for them.
I'm pulling up Tennessee LSU on Wikipedia right now. Come on. Actually, they lead the all. Oh, LSU has won 5 in a row, dating back to 2006. The last time they won was 2005 when Phil Fulmer was still the head coach. He beat Les Miles 30-27 in the Swamp.
Yeah, so this could be
nearly 2 decades and they beat him. Wow.
Yeah, so you got to think that Tennessee wins. They'll be partying pretty good down in Knoxville.
Oh, absolutely, man.
I know that's one they've had their number for a while, like a lot of the rest of the SEC.
Well, I mean, yeah, Tennessee hasn't been too great as far as excuse me, pretty much everything else. Let's move into the Boots tier. Did I say Boots? I don't remember. That's probably Boots tier. Sure, there's not really a lot of fast tier games. Red River, Texas, Oklahoma. Both defenses don't look great. Both offenses look pretty good. I don't think Quinn Ewers will be back yet. I also think Dylan Gabriel is out as well. So this is Davis Bevel watch.
Yeah. Also, seats are getting warm for both of these coaches here, you think?
Brent Venables in his first year, I think. I mean, listen, Lincoln Riley, for all his offensive recruiting prowess, did not recruit the defense at all. Just ignored that side of the ball. So Brent Venables' first year coach, seats not getting warm. Steve Sarkisian, though, on the other hand, maybe. I mean, he lost to Texas Tech. If you lose this, he'll go to 3-3, 1-2 in the Big 12. I think Steve Sarkisian needs to beat the win a close game allegations.
Yeah.
Because if he's not, I'm gonna test this out on you. How about Sark Frost?
Oh no! It would be funny. It sure would be funny.
I mean, if they lose this game by less than 7 points, we're gonna start calling him Sark Frost, right? That's the plan. We're all together on this.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. This is probably the most underwhelming Red River rivalry for the past couple years.
I mean, I can't think of when was the last time that both of these games were both these teams are unranked? Yeah. Oh, it's the Red River Showdown, right? It's the Red River Shootout. They had to change it because Shootout. Whatever. Can you vamp for a little bit on the Wikipedia page?
Yeah, real quick shout out to Kansas this week, who's also playing in that noon slate.
Oh, they're playing about TCU, right?
Yeah. It's number
Kansas?
17. It is in Kansas. But it's been fun, guys. It's been fun. But
you're picking against them.
Yeah. As much as I would like to see Kansas win, I think TCU, from what I saw last week and the past couple games I watched from them, are sneaky one of the better teams in the Big 12, and I think that they.
Yeah.
I think that. Kansas has been fun. They've beat some good teams, but TCU's.
I really don't know who to take. I mean, this is ranked Kansas versus ranked TCU, which was pretty much unthinkable at the beginning of this year. It's 17 TCU versus 19 Kansas.
If you told me
5-0 versus 4-0, I mean, this is like for Big 12 title game positioning.
Yeah. If you told me in week 5 that we would have undefeated TCU versus undefeated Kansas, is it? Oh yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah. In week 6, we had undefeated TCU versus undefeated Kansas, and then unranked Texas versus unranked Oklahoma. We're like, what the hell is the Big 12?
Yeah, you're lying to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did end up finding it. The last time both Texas and Oklahoma were unranked was October 10th, 1998. Texas won 34-3.
Wow.
That is before either of us were born.
Yeah.
It has been an entire lifetime since both of those teams were unranked going to the Red River Shootout.
What's the year one more time?
1998.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, as far as TCU Kansas goes, this is by far Mario's tier. I think this is going to be the game of the afternoon. Two pretty great offenses going against each other. Also, there was this evil play that TCU ran last week. They're up like 3 or 4 scores, and they run QB power with like a fake counter against it. They're up 3 scores, and then you have Max Duggan running like SpongeBob SquarePants 30 yards down the field. God, this is going to be a banger game. The other game I want to shout out here is Arkansas versus Mississippi State. Arkansas, obviously disappointing loss to A&M, looked pretty flat against Alabama, but it's Alabama. Mississippi State, shout out, Will Rogers looks like a possible NFL draft quarterback. I really like him, and that offense is clicking. Anything else in...
No.
Yeah, not a lot else in this time slot. Let's move to the afternoon slot, 3:30 slot. Obviously, Pitt is going on. That'll be our main game to watch, but I'm looking here at the 3:30 game on Fox. Number 11 Utah goes to number 18 UCLA. UCLA, I believe, is the only Pac-12 team left undefeated besides USC.
I'm rooting heavy for UCLA this week, even though I picked Utah to win the Pac-12. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not, because they can't even fill a stadium. So fuck those guys. They don't deserve what we would care so greatly about. You know what I mean?
But consider this: it's the year of the chip.
What do you mean? Oh, the chip was
Chip Kelly, the coach of UCLA.
Why is it?
I don't know. It's just the year of the chip.
Okay, I didn't know if there was anything other significant. I didn't know there was anything other significant to that.
I mean, no. I mean, they've looked good. Utah has obviously bounced back from their Week 1 loss at Florida. Utah, though, is a Pac-12 road favorite, which gives me...
well, because it's fucking UCLA. There's going to be no crowd atmosphere there at all.
It'd be nice to see one. we'll be on the
Hey,
watch.
I'm sure it would be nice.
There'll be a lot of red in the stadium, but...
That is a 12:30 game in LA, bud.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
There's going to be nobody there.
I was like, oh, yeah, and the game there'll be a sunset. It'll look nice. Oh, no, it's 12:30.
Yeah.
All right, there's going to be a lot of red
They're still doing their hot yoga and Soul Cycle then.
Oh, buddy. They're on Soul Cycle? Like, oh, yeah, I'll just cycle to the stadium.
Yeah.
Jeez. 4 o'clock, Ohio State and Michigan State. Any thoughts on this?
No.
Ohio State rolls.
Thanks for coming out, Michigan State. Yeah.
Want to know a fun fact I learned this week?
What's that?
C.J. Stroud's longest rush of his career is like 36 yards. I think it was against Michigan State in garbage time. His career rushing yard total is 28.
That's crazy. So he has a long of a 30. Are they counting sacks in that?
Yeah,
I guess?
Sacks are counted. Okay. Yeah. But his longest run is longer than his total.
That is, I mean, you think of him as like a dual threat, but I guess it's more so just.
He's a real through the air guy.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's my only thought on this game. 4 o'clock on ESPN2. North Carolina goes to Miami. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite. I don't know why. I think UNC might roll them with that offense.
So, this isn't a wouldn't it be funny game because either way, like, it doesn't really help us either way, right? Like we're going to have a loss in our side. We're going to have a win on our side, no matter what. No, UNC's on the other side.
No, UNC's on our side of the division.
Okay, I thought so. But, like, this game's just going to be... These teams are, like, comically...
Underperformers?
Yeah.
They're Texas's.
Yeah.
They're Texas's.
So, just where... this game's going to be really funny because it's just going to be, like, who can screw it? Like, who can screw up worse? Who looks better on paper? That's just going to fumble the bag.
I mean, on paper, you'd probably say Miami is better because UNC doesn't have a defense, but... the other hand is in Miami.
But their defense is good on paper. So, like...
Well, UNC? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess that's true. But, like, the UNC offense, if they couldn't stop Middle Tennessee State, are they going to stop Drake May and Josh Downs? I mean, I hate to admit it, but Drake May is top quarterback in the ACC right now. Especially as a freshman. People are talking. People are saying. He is a... I mean, the thing is with UNC, right, though, it might be the Sam Howell effect, where he just gets worse after his freshman year.
Well, I'm also thinking, too, with how many points their defense gives up and how quickly that happens. He's back on the field so fast that numbers could be inflated there.
Yeah. I mean, he has to.
But, yeah, you're absolutely right.
You have to be a baseline talent level to score like that.
Yeah, and, I mean, college is stats. It's a stats game.
Yeah.
You can't watch every game, so, when you see 300 passing yards and 3 or 4 touchdowns, it doesn't really matter.
I'm going to look up his stats because I am interested.
People lie, numbers don't.
Numbers most certainly lie. They be lying. Even though you say you're being 100, they're on 99 right now. Okay. So Drake May has nearly 1,600 yards this year. He's averaging over 300 yards a game, 19 touchdowns, 1 interception. Their leading rusher has under 300 yards.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And Josh Downs isn't even the leading receiver. He only has 230 yards. I mean, the leading receiver has 237, but I mean, Josh Downs averaging 10.5 yards per catch, and they have a deep ball threat. They have a guy averaging 29.9 yards per catch. So UNC, I think UNC's going to win this game. I think Miami is just, they don't have the juice. They certainly don't have the defense to stop UNC after that. Although it would be Miami to absolutely shut them out after giving up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Bounce, yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? Let's move to the night slate, the 7 o'clock or later. Quick shout out to Western Kentucky at UTSA on ESPN Plus at 6 p.m. That's a cool game. Okay. Quick shout out at the night slate, Washington State at number 6 USC, 7:30 p.m. on Fox. I think Wazoo can keep it closer than the current 13-point spread. I like Cam Ward. I think the USC defense can be exposed. And if you drop 8 against Caleb Williams, you can win, as Oregon State showed 2 weeks ago. Other game I have to shout out here is Army at Wake Forest at 7:30 on ESPN3. Last time they played, there was a lot of points. I expect a lot of points to be scored here because great offenses, not so great defenses. 8 o'clock on the ACC Network, Florida State at NC State, both 4-1. If this is sort of a loser leaves town as far as you have to hope that Clemson loses a game and then another game. I think best case, if you want Clemson to lose a division, you root for Florida State here, and then root for Florida State to beat Clemson, I believe, in next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I like NC State here, though.
I do like NC State, but if we want to be realistic and not face Clemson on the other side of the division, we're huge Knoll heads. We are doing the tomahawk chop, we are doing the cheer, and we're doing red face. We're doing red face this week.
Color me up.
Bro, we're on the reservation. We are smoking the pipe. I'm not going to continue that.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad. But we're on the reservation.
Do your own Mad Libs at home with that.
We're running the casinos. We are getting. We have a tax exemption.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We're in Florida, sure. We're in Tallahassee. Rounding it out, the night slate, the late night slate, not great. You have Fresno State and Boise State playing, 2 pretty bad teams. The Hawaii game is Hawaii versus San Diego State. Boo. And then 11 o'clock ESPN, Oregon State versus Stanford. We'll probably watch that one wherever we are. And with that, that'll do it for episode this week. This has been Simple 5 Podcasts. You You can follow us on Twitter at Simplify Pod. We're still looking to hit 100 followers on there. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell your coworker, tell your garbage man. Fuck it, tell your garbage man about Simplify Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at I'm Real Angry. You can follow Mason at Clayson_Ming. And with that, we'll see you next week.
Yo to Pet.